All right, so according to my propositions in counties, we wanted to point out the fact that we can make more of a corporate landscape between land and locations at the time. Um, with Dick Nichols and Dick Nichols and Dipmar being, part of our resource at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much where we're using more for GameFly. We're using more for GameFly. What else goes after GameFly? GameFly, Amer Group, and GameFly, Amer Group, and those are some of the resources that we can have on our proposition as we, promote more for those connotations in the future of, knowing more about our navigations and our navigation maps in the future, as we know more about T-Mobile, Comcast, Grid, Midpoints, Vivo, Vine, Vimeo. You know more about your repost and reviews and overviews at the time. So, that's pretty much what we talk about as far as it being part of the automotive services at the time. So, that's using a lot of FX, using a lot of Vivo, using a lot of Spotify to promote those positive public communications with each other, and being able to remain to a certain limit of certain GDP for those types of good experience points. So as being able to create a certain account for it to be able to be a legitimate conversation that lasts more than 90 years, 20 years. And that's just being able to know more about the following generation of cars that's been here since 1980 of 2000 at the time. So that's pretty much where you're using greater emissions as you know more about the car that you like, and you're more likely to like a car at the time. So that's pretty much what Amer Group is looking at. That's what Jackson Hewitt is looking at, and that's what GameFly is looking at. So we're using those resources there, and being able to contribute more common facts communicated with those areas. And that's just what the EcoLeaf Maker platform do on its daily basis to keep more connotations within the nation's breaching, at the time of, its own character at the time. So, that's just being able to look at everything between Waco and Smithville, and, being able to use Central Texas as a main platform for urban day coordinates at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much being able to use at least 99,846 acres of land to promote more for your Central Texas organizations at the time of 1998 to 2028 to 2032, and being able to know more about Halloween, of 4th of July, of Thanksgiving, of Easter at the time. So it's being able to bonus up being able to beef up the interest and bonus the futures at the time. So it's pretty much what we want to do after 2018 to 2024 is bonus up the futures, add different descriptions of different concentrations on what we like is particularly the best from Corsa or from T-Mobile or from Jimmy John's or Chick-fil-A, or from the casual norms at the time of the day. So it doesn't have to be just Mr. Catfish. It doesn't have to be just Jackson Hewitt or just um, just GameFly and Amer Group. You can use any type of your particular majors to promote more for your investment after you know more about 98 different citizens with that type of industry leading scenario. You know, you got 98, you got 78, you got 63. And you know, it's just pretty much where you're working with, you know, other varieties of different campaigns within that jurisdiction. And you know, mine's just one of the most authorized, since it's the most contented version of its placement at the time, is being able to tell you more about the leadership involvement that it knows, that it tells you more of how the feature for it should go after you know more about the vehicle that you know that carries that type of compatible network for itself. So you know, it's just pretty much dealing with the car that's more compatible to your network, and using it for at least 19 months, 20 years, 20 months. You know, being able to use it within you know a service amount of time. And you know, that's pretty much where you get more of the used cars coming from it as well. So you know, it's pretty much not bad that you get a used car. You know, it's pretty much where you just got to be able to check it, do a quick checkup around it, and you know, do your normal idealization, just because it's a heavy purchase right there. You're talking about $50,000 being deposited and dispensed at the hour. So yeah, that's pretty much working with 974 different quadrants of space, as you know more about you know transportation, and you know being able to transit throughout the city streets that you know of. So you know, that's pretty much where you're working with your own navigation maps of you know how you want to be able to use your coordination towards your metropolitan area at the time. So you know, that's just looks of eco-leaf mega platforms, the ecourb multi-platforms, and you know being able to use different quadrants on it on pmc22 squared, as you get more digitally combined with the graphs and grids of the landscapes at the time. So you know, it's pretty much where you're using more of your math with more of your art with more of your science. And you know, to think about what I'm talking about is you using it in a particular way that's more skilled, experience, and you know more elevated towards its elegance at the time. You know, this is you know, you wanted 288, you got 288, and you know that's pretty much what we want to be able to deal with. You know, after 1980 of 2018, so. You know, that's pretty much what we've been waiting for, you know, the whole time. You know, that's pretty much what we wanted to grow for. So, you know, some of us get majority of that right and some of us don't. But we all have that, you know, pieces of that qualification in there from 2017 to 2024 at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much where you're coming out with, you know, newer stuff of recently added, you know, material coming from DWL's Industries at the end of the day. So, you know, that's all talked about on T-Mobile Stretch, as you know, be able to expand those materials and products and productions, you know, towards that fact. And, you know, the thing is, they come fully loaded with the productions of the phone. So you have multiple multimedia, multiple video media. You know, you can have, you know, as much as you want. You can be as acknowledged as you want to be for that area with that technology. So you know, it's pretty much working with a cellular device and being able to program it to you know the efficiency that you need to be able to do to be a busy person within your environment at the time. So you know, it's being able to put you to work and you know being able to add experience points to your skill level at the end of the day. So you know. You don't have to wait for you know fourth grade nowadays that you're in fourth grade. So you know that's pretty much where you're using more of that detail to promote more for positive benefits at the end of the day. You know, you're being able to know more about positive benefits, positive attendance, and you know being able to show more of your positive depositions as far as that go. You know, is your teeth clean? Did you comb your hair? Did you take a shower? Were you able to put socks on? It's just the basic usual at the time. So, you know, it's just pretty much where you got to be able to be more attentive with, you know, how you raise yourself and how you want to be more competent towards 1998 to 2013 at the time. So, you know, as you know, that was a hard travel. That was a hard, long travel. We've been everywhere. And, you know, we still, you know, compromising with, you know, uh, land passes to Nashville, Tennessee at the time from 1928 to 1978. So, you know, it's pretty much where you're making different evolutions of chapters, you know, that's been here since, you know, 1840s, long days ago, you know, being able to know more about Arlington, Abilene, you know, just being able to know about the city's tyranny. So, you know, it's pretty much where you met me at, you know, as far as, you know, knowing more about JJ Pickle and, you know, more of that renaissance for that part of time. So, you know, it's pretty much where you're working on biography and, you know, knowing more coordinates and connotations of that area. And, you know, that is a specific part of my job as I give more intuitive instructions, you know, part of other chambers of my positions. So, you know, that's just being able to remain more sacred towards my economy after, you know, 1998 of 2013 at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much where you being able to know more about that and, you know, being able to achieve more of your higher ranking after, you know, 2013 to 2022. So, you know, it's just pretty much where you being able to use 98 miles, 48 miles, 98 miles of clearance, you know, now that you're out of your first new school of elementary school. So, you know, it's pretty much where you're using it and, you know, being able to use Sam Houston as an exempt exit at the end of the day, you know, being able to use it, you know, for your emergency services at the end of the day. So, you know, it's pretty much just not a public safety event at the end of the day. You are using your emergency services and you are being able to, you know, adapt to your systems at the time. So, you know, other than that, you know, that's pretty much where you're being able to assign, you know, whether it's a fire truck, an ambulance, or a police car, you know, that, you know, you have to be at Sam Houston for some reason, you know, in 1998 to 2022. So, you know, that's pretty much where you're working with, you know, this detail from June to April at the time, you know, June to September at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much where you're using those details and, you know, being able to use more of positive defaults to promote more of 98 miles, 48 miles, 98 miles, and, you know, being able to use it from 2001 to 2024 and using it under a certain district of separation of powers, Declaration of Independence, and Bill of Rights. So, you know, this is pretty much dealing with 1890 of 1953. So, you know, it's pretty much where, you know, you're using more of, you know, 1890 of 1916, actually. That's pretty much where that sounds more accurate. More 1890 to 1916, and, you know, it's pretty much where we spend a majority of our time as far as being part of, you know, something that we know of as far as an arcade game or, you know, Namco or Sega, you know, knowing in that area. So, you know, you're in the metropolitan area of the North Shore, and, you know, you see that the city is broken down into 378 different portions of accountants, servants, and computer technology and computer techs at the time. So, you know, that's pretty much working with 1910 to 1916 at the time. So, you know, it's pretty much where we're working with their digital age, and, you know, being able to deal with, you know, more results and resources from their parts of corporation at the end of the day. So that's pretty much what we wanted to do to adapt in that good stuff. So that's pretty much what we look like in the future. So other than that, that's working with $98, 948 times. That's getting at least 16 strip chicken strips out at the time, and being able to use more of a diligent character to promote more for that awesome outstanding preview at the end of the day. So that's pretty much working with 9 weeks of 9 months of 9 years of a demonstration at the end of the day. So it's pretty much where you're using more of 9 months, and being able to use your downtown philosophies for it, and being able to use more of your metropolitan prides towards it, and being able to use 98 units, 63 units, 23 units to promote more for that good campaign is pretty much where you're using yellow, green, and blue situations at the time. So that's just basically working on 98 objectives, 63 objectives, 33 objectives, all in 1883 of 2022 at the time. So it's just pretty much what we getting from the reposters of Monsters Inc. and that's what we getting out of Monsters Inc. and that is what we're getting out of Monsters Inc. That's what we're getting out of Ratatouille. That's what we're getting out of Surf's Up, Madagascar 2, Kangaroo Jack. We're basically seeing the majority of that good stuff. So that's pretty much where you're using 98%, 78%, 84%. So that's pretty much where you're using those district grades, and being able to use them for use them for Amerigroup, Max Preps, and Gamefly at the end of the day. So that's pretty much where you're using Amerigroup, Max Preps, and Gamefly as a northern point to keep more ingested with ecourb multi platforms at the end of the day. So it's pretty much as you're using more of ecourb 747's multi platforms. You're using more of those qualifications as you use better brand italics with its customized promotions at the time. You can only go one way, and that's pretty much the way of going when you're doing your results on Jackson Hewitt composites with ecourb. So it's pretty much what you're doing on Jackson Hewitt's channels at the end of the day that makes it more efficient toward what you need to know, who you need to benefit with, and who you need to analyze with, and that's just getting more part of 1912 with 1922, and getting with your partners in 2022 to 2024, and being able to understand more about the eligibility and the compatibility of those tools at the end of the day. So it's pretty much we're working with 93 hours, 73 hours, 83 hours, and being able to use full attention toward the connotation that you're using, and being able to use different points of coordination to provide that common sense is pretty much where you're looking for having more edgeability at work at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, that's not something that's been going on since 2008. That's something that's been here since web middle school. Actually, we've been being able to dispense different characteristics of terms that are able to build your contents, as far as having those events more compatible toward the sufficiency of others at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much where you're using it for general information and, being able to use it more for the general public at the end of the day. So, that's just being able to characterize and, be able to capitalize and, be able to use the professional look. And, other than using the professional look, you're being able to other than using a professional look, you're being able to characterize so other than, other than being able to, other than the look, it's just more of its intuitive skill. So, it's just pretty much what you put into it is pretty much what you get out. So, it's just like any other high school, any other middle school, any other experience of skill. You just got to be able to put in work. And, that's pretty much what we learned from football as well. You just got to be there to put in that work in order to get that rep at the end of the day. So, that's pretty much what we did all high school year. And, we developed at least 9,717 different quadrants of coordinates and operations and, of coordinates that define the way of how to. We defined the coordinates that knew how to remake the version of how to use these types of signs and connotations and abbreviation. And the thing about it is, we know more about federalism of world history and world cultures at the time. So, that's pretty much where we're using majority of those classes of 9.1 versus 98, 88, 76 at the time of 2012 to 2018 at the time. So, it's pretty much where you're working on 26 miles, 86 miles, 46 miles. You're working with those types of miles at the end of the day. So, it's pretty much where you're using more of delegation towards the map of a trial at the end of the day. So, it's pretty much working with 48 miles, 88 miles, 98 miles. So, it's pretty much working with purple, green, and blue situations for, not only the outside life, but the interactive life as well. So, it's pretty much where you're using majority of the resistance that's going against your proper demand for a positive intent at the end of the day. So, it's pretty much where you're using interactive scenes to promote more for that good stuff. So, I was using Google Interactive and, being able to know more about the positive communications that benefit more because they're a primary tone of counsel at the time. So, whatever it is, it has its own brand of economy at that time. So, that's pretty much where we want to be able to use it and, be able to resource off of it, just to have a resolution of likability at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're using more storage and more data for that good stuff. So, other than that, we are talking about, having we are talking about federalism at the time. That's at least solving 9,808 different situations in 90 hours at the time. So, that's pretty much working with an emergency service of its own, which is, basically sponsored by ecourb mega platforms, Red Cross, and Amerigroup at the time. So, it's pretty much we're using those details.